Our beloved viewers, you are welcome to yet this edition of Geoconomics. My name is Joseph Triagana, call me JK, your backyard farmer and your partner in backyard farming. I'm excited to introduce you to today's episode. I'm not alone, I'm with a very good comrade of mine, Comrade Steven, who is both on camera but also our production manager. So in today's episode, we have breaking news to break, and we also have a lot of learning yet to happen. So I require of you one thing: tune in, watch, subscribe, share, invite others that you think can benefit from this. So what's the breaking news? Come with me. We have a friend, we have a sister, we have a colleague who has watched our videos for quite a long time, and upon watching them, she has been excited, and she has also gotten the urge to get into poultry farming. So by wanting to join the struggle of poultry farming, she thought of one, getting a standard structure. Anyways, she was initially doing poultry, but she was doing the dual purpose, what people call quailers, sasso, that are both beef and some laying of eggs. Now she has taken the decision to go full blown into layers. So she approaches us as Geoconomics and gives us one task, to guide her into poultry farming. And by guiding, she not only wants the verbal knowledge, but she also wants us to touch the tools and, you know, get the structure for her poultry house set up. And so the great news, the big news is we have a contract to design, plan, and construct a poultry house for one of our colleagues, one of our esteemed viewers. And so who am I not to do so? I was given a task, I have to execute it, but also I have to pay back to you, my viewers, who have been so loyal to me, who have asked so many questions. Colleagues like Caroline Amoge, colleagues like Joelia Sadiq, I've always asked, JK, what does it take to have a good structure? What is a good structure? Where does a good structure be? So many of you, my inbox is, full of those. And when I got this opportunity, I felt like it is now the time to share with us, to know what does it take to construct a standard house. One, for the birds. Two, where do we construct it? Three, what does it mean to have it? So definitely, today's particular episode, we are going to look at site selection. Where do you locate your structure? But before that, I need to encourage you to subscribe, watch, share, and invite colleagues, because we need to give this content the energy to reach out to other colleagues that can benefit. I also watch someone that I learned, so I feel like I should not just die with the knowledge, I should also share with you. So yes, watch and also share. So getting back to the video, today's video is site selection. We want to know, what does it take? Where do we construct a good poultry coop? And here is the land our client bought. She asked, and we gave her advice, and we thank God she took the advice for the gospel truth. Because I mean, poultry houses are not like any other house that you can construct anywhere. They are so picky in such a way that, one, the soil alone, it shouldn't be so much of loam. Hey, loam is that soil that is good for growing crops, but shouldn't be too much of it. It is such good that the soil has some sort of hard particles. It has some bit of marram. Yes, marram. That is the place that our colleague has selected, and it is a correct one. It is right choice. The other thing is, we so much discourage delay. We discourage constructing poultry houses uh, in a clay area or in a swamp area, like we shall see much, and we shall talk much about it when we move to, where we shouldn't construct. But for this one, it is a perfect one. It is a nice one. It is balanced with some room, some, maram. You see stone particles here and there, and we are quite sure the structure will be firm because the foundation matters so much. Remember, we construct with wooden material, poles, and a few, bricks and mortar for the foundation. So when the soil is such good that it does not clog, it does not keep dampness around it, it lets the water, move, you are assured of, a good structure and will not regret. Remember, much of the poultry diseases they associate with dampness and poor aeration. So we need to avoid the dampness by selecting good soil or by selecting land which is slightly elevated and with a gentle slope. Like you can see, I think Stephen, you can show them around. It is kinda with a gentle slope, meaning any water that comes can run off and keeps the land dry. Not only that, what else do you need to consider? Security. As you can see, the place is not so, bushes not so isolated. The place has promises of, neighborhood, and so we are certain our birds will be safe with security from neighboring homesteads, which are not so many, because it's not also so good, by the way, it is not so good to set up your poultry house in a purely residential area. Surely, yes, the birds will get too much noise and will get stressed. They will not lay. Same applies to industrial area. It's not so good to set your birds poultry house in a purely industrial area because the emissions, noise, all that pollution from the factories is likely to affect your production. So this is quite a good land that you see. It has a gentle slope. It is balanced, some loam and some maram, no clay. It is not clogged. And then there are also amenities like electricity. It's quite encouraging, and we encourage it that when you're selecting your site, it should be well connected to the national grid. Colleagues, electricity is necessary. If you cannot make the national grid, you may need to secure enough solar. But now with this, first we are in, happiness only. Electricity is available. The land is good. The land is spacious. The land is away from, industrial or, busy areas. Not so many neighborhoods. I mean, it is just the best land we can, as we shall be moving in these step by step episodes of the construction. Be sure we shall live when you can ably construct your own. So it is that are required for us to have a good poultry house. So having looked at electricity as one of the amenities, you all remember very well, we walked in from this side as we were coming to the land. Yeah, access to roads or transport is another key element that we should consider when we are selecting land. Yes, it is good to be isolated, but it's important to know that at the end of the day, we shall be producing goods. We shall need clients to come and buy eggs. We shall need access to the structure. If you can show our viewers the structure, we come with this road to that land where we are going to set up the structure. So the fact that we are going to need access by all means, even when it comes to delivering of inputs like uh, coffee husks, speak of sawdust, among others, we shall need this road. So having an access road is a very good and a very important aspect when it comes to construction of our poultry house. We don't need just to be isolated and then we are frustrated, no one can access us, we cannot access anyone. No, it is very important. This road comes from the main feeder road from the highway, and then you branch off to the site to be for our farm that we shall start constructing very soon for our sister who gave us contract. So having access to amenities, yes, I mean amenities. We talked about electricity and we saw the electricity lines. The other amenity that you think of is access to water. So it is good to have access to water, but it's not at all good to construct in a wetland or in a swamp. Speak of an area like this. This is not good. So the reason I told you Kileswa is not good for the construction is because if you constructed your poultry house in a place of this nature, which is predominantly clay, there will be no flow of water. There will be no, the place will never be dry. So you risk the birds, getting, chronic diseases due to the dampness of the environment because of such. So it is not encouraged and it's not good to construct your poultry house and you construct it on such, land. If you can look around, the land is not good at all. When you compare our site we selected with this, our site is perfectly nice. Our site is predominantly clay and some sort of predominantly loam with some sort of maram, and here the control, the learning bad site is much of clay and there's no movement of water. You see, for the farming that is happening, it required paddocks and trenches to give direction to the water into the swamp and the well. So this is not good. But for the site itself, it is encouraged to construct a well or to dig up a water source that can be used, because even the birds themselves, we don't encourage giving them much of treated water from national water. Reason being, chlorine interferes with their nutrients and other things. So we would love if it is giving birds water, we give them the natural water, rainwater, dug up water, among others. But again, we do not encourage constructing in a swamp area like this. No, 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 no. This is not encouraged. The other place, the other site is so ideal for the construction. And so that is what's up. Like I said, we shall move step by step in this as we are discussing the construction of a poultry house. And it's not a small thing. The contract we have is to construct a house that accommodates over 1,000 birds. So colleagues, the deal is a big deal. And I want us to move together in this. You be part of the story, be part of the processes. Let's learn as we enjoy, as we continue sharing the content to other colleagues who can equally benefit from it. Remember, our principles at Geconomics are putting to use the idle resources we have in our backyard. We want to do much of improvisation rather than incurring costs in buying, things here and there. That's why you see from inception at Geconomics, we've been on the principle of backyard farming. But now that we have clients who want to have it elevated a little more, who are we to refuse? We have to execute the roles. Thank you so much for viewing. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for sharing our content. We shall be so grateful if you invite more people to subscribe to the economics, learn together, and develop together. I want to say bye bye for today. We meet in another episode.